Say there, everybody. Jim Messina here for Vintage Drums Talk once again. Some of you may know me, some of you may not, but I've been around a few years and had a lot of videos, stuff like that. You've seen me maybe do interviews with some very prominent vintage drum collectors over the years. But I'll tell you, I'm here to tell you about something that may happen to some of you drummers, some of you collectors actually. You start out collecting and you collect a lot of different things, and then you finally decide what it is you want to collect. Well, I've had a long road with that, I'll tell you. I must admit, in the beginning, I think I collected just about anything. I was so into it, I had a blast. It's been a long journey for me, but actually I found I kind of settled into being a 1920s, 30s, and 40s collector. That's what I really like to collect. A lot of things with tube lugs, and as you can see behind me, there's a lot of old trap sets and leading stuff, and geez, but some of the things are pretty cool though. Over the years, I've been very fortunate. Like back here, look, there's the 14th Slingerland Black Beauty. I did a story about that. If you go look at my website, vintagedrumstalk.com, you'll see the story about the Slingerland Black Beauties. But anyways, here it is. Look, tube lugs. Behind that, there's a lavender Fancher model, again, with tube lugs and all that. But you can kind of get the gist. There's a lot of Radio Kings and things like that. But the question I have to ask myself really is, if I'm a 1920s, 30s, and 40s collector, then what the heck am I doing with this stuff? Look at this. A 1970 set of weirdo North drums, okay? I call them weirdo because they're just so oddly shaped and everything. They're really striking to look at. They're cool, I'm telling you. I did a story about these. If some of you guys are following the other set that I had, which had a bass drum from Roger North himself, the creator of North drums. Now I've got a second set. If I'm a 20s, 30s, 40s collector, what am I doing with this? And look at this in front of me. A 1969 set of Ludwigs, black diamond, supraphonic snare, great shape. This is crazy, but I don't get it. If I'm a 1920s and 30s and 40s collector, what am I doing with stuff like this? And two sets of Rogers Mardi Gras drums? What am I doing? Here's a set from the 1950s. Here's a set from the 1960s, early 60s, with the script badge and a much more clear, vivid pattern. But again, what am I doing with these? Even the snare drum, look at that. It's really nice too. I can't believe it, but kind of doesn't follow what I do. 1920s, 30s, and 40s. What am I doing with this? This is getting ridiculous. A 70s set, a Tequila Sunrise Ludwig Vistalite kit? Please, why do I have these? Or this, Ludwig 67 Oyster Blue, and a Rogers Scotch Plaid Scotty set? So you may wonder, how did these things get in my collection? Well, over the years, I guess these things, they just come my way, and they'll be in kind of rough shape, a lot of them. Some of them are projects and things like that. And gosh, a lot of 60s stuff, 70s. But, it's funny. I consider myself now a 20s, 30s, and 40s collector. Yet I have all this 60s, 70s, and weird things, and just, I don't know. They just come to me. So I always have to ask myself, why do I have this? Well, it's at least nice to know I have something white marine pearl around here. U.S. Mercury, made in Japan in the 60s. Why do I have that? Why do I have this in my collection?